Hello guys, welcome back to Caleb Blasting Game ASMR. So I'm doing another video. This one's gonna be more VHS tapes. I went downstairs and went through some stuff and found a bunch of old VHS tapes from when I was really young, from when me and my sister were kids. And these are all mostly tapes that I grew up with. Well, no, actually there's a lot of variation here, but a lot of them are ones I grew up with. But first I want to talk about this here. This is my new knife. So if you don't know, I am very into like military stuff, but I'm also into like older things. Like, I mean, if you can't tell by the fact that I own VHS tapes, I'm into older stuff, you know, when it comes to like music and movies and stuff. And one of my favorite eras is the greaser era, or like the 1950s and 60s. You know, leather jackets, slick back hair, that type of thing, and switchblades. So I'm gonna open this kind of back here a ways because it's kind of loud when it opens. But first, you know, we've got the safety slide here. When it's up towards the bolster here, it's when it's up towards the bolster, like close to the button, that's when it's on safe. And so when I hit the button, it won't open. And then down here is when it's off safe, and if I hit the button, it will open. It's a pretty good safety. Yeah, so you have stainless steel right here on the pommel. I don't know, I'm new to switchblade, so I don't know what this would be called on a switchblade. Like on a regular like fighting knife or something, this would be the pommel, but I don't know if you call it that on like a folding knife. Got some stag grips. I don't know if this is actual staghorn grips or if it's plastic that's just made to look like staghorn. This is made in China and it looks like American stag. And so my guess would be that it's just plastic, but it does feel like real stag horn. So I'm not sure, but when you like pull across it, it sounds like plastic. So I don't know. Some nice brass body pins, nice brass, you can see in there, brass frame there. So yeah, so turn the safety off and we'll open it. Stainless steel blade, stainless steel bolster, made in China, but it does say stiletto right there. There's still some oil on it from the factory. I need to clean that up. It's not as noticeable in person as it is on camera. About a 4, maybe 5-inch blade. Not very sharp. Not very sharp at all. I need to sharpen it some. When I got this, just came in the mail today, and when I got it, it took me like, I opened it because like I already knew how to open it. You know, turn the safety off, press the button. Let's see if you can hear the button presses. But I couldn't. It took me like 20 minutes to figure out how to close it. To close it, you just, on this side of the bolster here, pull down, and that releases this tab up here, which is holding this little peg, and then it will fold back, and then you just click it down into place. You'll notice on the blade there's a little hole right here. There's a pin on the inside of the body that will hold the blade. So that's my new Switchblade. I'm very happy with it. I paid 15 bucks for it and it looks really cool and I'm excited to have it. Alright, so next we'll get on to VHS tapes. We'll start with like all the ones from my childhood, and these are all in clamshell cases. Again, these were kind of like popular towards the end of the VHS lifespan. They started becoming really popular, but yeah. So first up we have Brother Bear. Brother Bear is a classic, like 90s, early 2000s Disney movie, and yeah, 2004 is when it came out, so a year after I was born. A really good movie. I love this movie. I've watched it so many times, more than I can count. It's really good. Open it up here, and you've got the tape itself, which seems to be in fairly good condition for the most part. What I've noticed about a lot of these like early 2000s tapes from Disney is they have on the tape cover here, it's actually blue. Oop, that was loud, I'm sorry guys. But I find that interesting. You also notice here there is a barcode. That's because, so I don't know how many people know this, but I live in Chamberlain, South Dakota, and in Chamberlain we have a boarding school for Native American kids called St. Joseph's Indian School, and when I was younger, my parents worked there, and the rec center, the recreation center, had an entertainment room. Well, in the entertainment room, they had a closet, and basically you could check out movies, and a lot of them were on VHS. Well, when they started moving from VHS to DVD and stuff, we got a lot of the VHS tapes, and I think Brother Bear was one of them. I think our copy of Toy Story, which is still downstairs, I think it was in there as well. Or like it was one we got from the boarding school and stuff. But yeah, next is 101 Dalmatians. Another Disney classic. Again in the plastic clamshell case. Open it up here. This one has a really nice label, I think, because it's this matte black and it blends really well and it looks really good and clean, and I like that. So yeah, and this one actually appears to be rewound all the way to the beginning, so I could pop this in the player right now if I wanted and watch it from start to finish. Next, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Again, ooh, that one was loud. Again, plastic clamshell case. This one, the tape has a vertical label. I'm not a huge fan of tapes from a collector standpoint. I'm not a huge fan of tapes with a vertical label, just because like typically when you look at a tape you look at it horizontally. I guess that's upside down, but you look at it horizontally, so horizontal labels just make more sense in my opinion. So that's that one. I'm kind of going through these like super quick, like, because I have a lot of them and I don't want this to be too long of a video. Next, Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. This movie I grew up with this movie. I love this movie so much. My sister loves it more than I do. And it really shows when you look at the case to this movie, because if you look, the case is so beat up and faded and messed up because we watched this movie so much and like took it everywhere with us. I don't know if this was our copy or if we got it from the school or where. You can even see on the label. The label's kind of yellowed. So yeah. Wow, closed captioning on a VHS tape. I didn't know that was a thing. Interesting. Alright, so there's that one. Next, we have The Fox and the Hound. Love this movie. Another great movie from my childhood. And I just love it so much. Opening it up here. Again, like 101 Dalmatians, it has this matte black label that looks really nice and clean and blends with the tape. This sounds really good when you rub it too. But yeah, there's that one. Classic. I mean, these are all like classic Disney movies, animations. And if you didn't watch them growing up, then your childhood was broken, and I'm extremely sorry for you. Next, I talked about this movie in my last video. I didn't have it because I thought I had lost it forever, but it turns out I did end up with it somehow. And the fact that I ended up with it, I'm so freaking happy. Robin Williams, Flubber. This movie is great. I love this movie. I told you when I was little in my grandparents' like TV room in their house, they had these big shelves full of VHS tapes, and that's where like Willy Wonka came from. I think Fox and the Hound might have come from there as well. Our copy of Wizard of Oz somewhere, that came from there as well. And I remember all those movies growing up, but this one I watched so many times. I'm a huge Robin Williams fan. This one actually, interestingly, does not have a paper label on it. So in the label square where you would put the label sticker, it does not have a sticker. It's been printed right onto the plastic of the tape, which I find interesting. I've never really seen that before in a tape. But so that's really cool. When I saw that I had this, I was so happy because I love this movie so much. Again, one of those ones that I grew up with and was a staple of my childhood. So that's kind of all for my Disney movies. Next, we'll move on to the next stuff and just kind of rapid fire through this. John Elway's greatest comebacks. My mother's originally from Colorado, so I was kind of born into a Denver Broncos family. And I remember one time we were helping my grandparents clean out their basement, and they had an old John Elway poster and like this tape and Orange Sunday, which is like the first 35 years of Broncos history. They had these two tapes and the John Elway poster, and I got to take them. Yeah, I don't know why they gave me the VHS tapes, because like I don't think at the time we had a working VHS player here at my house, so like the only place I could have watched them was at my grandparents' house. So yeah, I love the label on this one. Just the orange label pops really well. So there's that. Next is one that I was like, ooh, I need to find this for my collection. And then when I was going through the old tapes and I found it, I was like, well, I guess I don't have to buy it now. And I was like super excited. And that is Tom Hanks's Big. I love this movie. I've only seen it like once or twice, but it's a really good movie, really fun movie. Ironically, one of Tom Hanks's first big movies. Haha, see what I did there? It has horizontal labels or vertical label. Again, not a huge fan of that, but it from a collector standpoint, but it is what it is. And the case, the cover is in immaculate condition. And again, from a collector standpoint, I love that. So if you haven't seen this movie, I'd highly recommend watching it. So basically, oh, my camera kind of messed up there. But so basically, it starts off with this little boy, and he's kind of like tired of stuff, and he wants to be grown up. And so he grows up, and Tom Hanks plays the grown-up version of the kid. And like, so he still has little kid tendencies, but he's in this adult world. And I think he like plays, or he like is a toy tester at a toy company and stuff. Really good movie, classic movie. And I'm a huge Tom Hanks fan, and this is one of my favorites with Tom Hanks. Next, we have Tom Selleck's Quigley Down Under. I'm a big fan of Westerns. I grew up watching Westerns with my grandfather, and people tell you all the time that Quigley Down Under is a good Western movie, and I've been wanting to watch it. And when I saw we had it on VHS, I was like, alright, I've got to add that to my collection. So yeah, that's that one. Next, another copy of Forrest Gump. I didn't know that I already owned a copy of this when I got my other copy, so I guess I have 2 copies now. This one, the case is in a lot nicer condition though, so I might swap these out so that I have the nicer one in my collection, and then the other one can go back in the basement. Next is a series of movies. This is called Left Behind. This isn't the movies I thought it was. So this is a movie called, this is like about the revelations like from the Bible. And so like you've got Left Behind, the movie, Left Behind Tribulations, and then Left Behind World at War. The first one, it's like, alright, yeah. The second one's like, okay, you've got the continuation, and then like by the third one, it just seems like it's like they're just beating a dead horse. I confuse these with movies that I've heard of. I don't know the name of the movie, but like there's all these people on board this plane, or like there's a lot of babies aboard this plane, and then like the plane, like something happens, and then like all the babies disappear. This one, all the people disappear off the plane, and so that's why it's confusing them. But it's 2 different movies. I probably won't keep these in my collection just because they seem kind of lame. Yeah, next we have a John Wayne Western, The Angel and the Bad Man. John Wayne is one of my favorite Western actors, and this is one of his earlier movies, and so I really want to watch it. Not much to say about it. Seems to be decent condition. Also, like, you know, is it just me, or like, is the world a great place right now? Like, I know some of y'all watching, you know me personally and stuff, and it's like, you know, I've kind of found a lady, I'll just say lady friend, because I consider her more of a friend, but like, we've not been on a date yet, so she's not really my girlfriend, so like, yeah, but like, I just like, am really happy when I talk to her, and like, I love talking with her and stuff, and like, it's just really good, you know? She made me fail no since September, so I fucked up there, but you know, whatever. Also, huge fucking pimple on my nose. I have really bad acne and like don't take care of my skin the way I should. So, yeah. This is the last tape in my collection, and this is Dances with Wolves. If you've not heard of this movie, it's a good movie. It's a lot to explain, but it's a good movie that kind of takes place in the West, and does a good job about talking about like the Native Americans in the West and being pushed onto reservations and stuff. It's a long movie though. It's 181 minutes. It's a very long movie. I knew that, so when I was shopping for VHS tapes, I was like, ooh, there's Dances with the Wolves, but like, I knew we owned this one, so I was like, alright, I'm not gonna buy it, I'll buy something else that I don't own. And then just like a little bonus piece, I guess, not really, this isn't a VHS tape per se, but so, I'm really into vintage media, so like, not just VHS tapes, but like 8-track tapes, compact cassettes, vinyl records, stuff like that. And I might do a video with like my vinyl records someday. But something I found down in the basement that I thought was cool, and again, it's one of those things that, like, you know, somebody who wants to like feel the nostalgia of like watching VHS tapes, they want to own one of these. But me, who's like a big huge nerd and a collector, I jumped all over this because I was like, holy shit, this is really cool, even though it's really not. It's a VHS head cleaner, and so what you do is it cleans like the player heads in your player. So what you do is you put the cleaning solution in here, and then you pop the tape in, or the cleaner tape in, and play it for like 30 seconds, and then you eject it, and wait 5 minutes before you put a tape in, and it just like cleans the heads and stuff. You're supposed to like clean your player heads, or like back in the day, like you Blockbuster, when they did VHS tapes, Blockbuster would tell you like, oh yeah, like after every X amount of uses, you know, clean your tape head, your player heads. And we've owned this VHS player for about at least 10-15ish years, well, less than 15, like around 10 years, so, and have used it a shit ton, and have never cleaned the player head. So I think Blockbuster was just giving you bullshit so they could sell you cleaner. But it's really cool. I have one of these now, and it has like instead of, you know, a label or something, it has the instructions here, and then it's got the little label thing down there on the bottom. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. So that is gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I guess stay tuned for the next video, and peace out.